let's cut to the chase here, John.
Yeah.
What was your experience with the Fujifilm?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
GFX100RF.
Right. Okay. So they asked to go back to Justin. Yeah, I could. They asked me. I had to, as part of the agreement, I had to write a review as well on the camera, and I said, look, how honest can I be? And they went, well, yeah, be honest, but within
stick to
reason.
the talking points.
Not the positive, within honesty.
Reason,
Yeah.
And I went, okay, I will be honest, and I did. I had no expectations of the GFX100RF. I just went out there and I photographed it with it, and I used it to the best of my ability, and I loved it. And that's an honest thing. But there are some things that I didn't like about it, and very minor. And when I got it, it was the first one in Australia. It was the only one in Australia. It was also what do you call it? It's not a
pre-production.
Yeah, it's a pre-production
model.
Yeah, so I had a few glitches and stuff. But the only thing that I really didn't like,
you couldn't get that lens to zoom out, could you? It was broken off trying to get it to budge.
No, but I had a little lever that I could just punch in, ding, 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 and I loved that, and I loved the ND filter that was in it. But they had the bloody film simulations on the dial, which for a street photographer was an absolute freaking nightmare for me. Because every time I went to take a photo, I'd put my hand to stick thinking it would move it to classic chrome or something I didn't want. And so I had to take that off, but that's easy enough to do. Everything's customizable. And I didn't like the grip, but holding it for 5 or 6 hours a day with a shallow grip is hard work.
It needs a thumb rest.
Look,
at least.
Well, Greg, I didn't have any problems. I was just worried about dropping the freaking thing. And most people aren't going to hold it for 3-4 hours a day. You know what I mean? And I got around it. I used the camera. I used my wrist strap because I like to have my camera down low and then shoot with it. So that way. So they give me this fancy rope, this new Fuji rope camera
the new one.
That they wanted to push, and that just went straight. Just to let us know what you think about that. I was like, straight out there. that got left in the box. So because I'm not going to use a rope, I want to. If I'm shooting straight, I want it in my hand.
Yeah.
So, but they want to make.
Just fell in love with you a little bit more, John. I love it when you talk dirty.
But the camera, they wanted it to make it look sleek and aesthetically beautiful, which it is. I think it's a very attractive camera. I had the black and silver one, so it's what I like. That's what all my Fujis are basically, is the black and silver look. And they want to keep a shallow grip to keep the aesthetics, and I understand that, so something's got to give. You can't have a big chunky grip on something that's supposed to look sleek and stylish.